Hey everybody, Travis Clater back, and I'm here with another strategic thought. Now, we've been super busy lately, so it's been a minute, but we are here putting the final touches on the RAD process or the discussion around the RAD process for success following the coronavirus crisis that we're all dealing with. And as a quick reminder, RAD stands for Recognize, Adapt, Develop, and Deploy. So make sure you check out our previous posts on the RAD process. So now that you've recognized the situation for what it is, adapted for stability, and developed your plan, it's time to deploy and succeed. And like with any communications plan launch, there are pitfalls all over the place that you need to watch out for. So we have 5 tips today to help keep you on the track. First, define your moment. Launching a communications plan can and should be a big moment for you and for your team. It's important to create this moment for a few different reasons. First, it gives you a time to start measuring success. This is your start line, and it's an opportunity to clearly define when you'll begin to look at your established KPIs and begin to measure success. Next, it helps bring your team together to ensure alignment. Every team needs a rally point, and this moment can be your team's moment to rally. Uh, Out with the old and in with the new isn't always a great approach, but with launching a communications plan, it can be. If you're launching a new campaign, you don't want your team or your leadership focusing on how things used to be. So use this moment to usher in your new effort and generate awareness for and support of the efforts that you're launching. Second thing, left hand versus the right hand. And this is something we've all dealt with and we've all been there. You think you're on a roll, and then someone on the team is misaligned, or you get thrown a curveball and you wonder what went wrong because you couldn't adjust as you needed to. This doesn't have to be you. You need clearly defined roles and responsibilities so the left hand knows what the right hand is doing. These should have been outlined in your strategic communications plan. So use this time at the beginning to realign your team and bring added clarity at the beginning of the process on those roles and responsibilities. Number 3, stick to the plan. We've seen this happen before. You launch and then you immediately get a note from someone, either whether they be leadership or someone else, about the new shiny object or the have you thought about email or recommendation from somebody about your plan. It can be tempting to go after that shiny object or drop what you're working on and focus on something else, but don't fall into that trap. Simply put, stick with your plan. And yes, while you should always be willing to adjust your plan strategically for opportunities that make sense, you need to stay on track with the core of the plan you've created. You need time to work your plan. Another pitfall is it's easy to put that plan down after 3 months or 6 months because things are going well or things are going smoothly and you think you have it down. Don't do that. Use your strategic plan as your North Star. Check in with it often and keep pushing to execute that plan and utilize that plan to drive towards success. 4, checklists. Rolling out a new communications plan can be very extensive with a lot of nuts and bolts to worry about. It's easy to forget about that one thing or that you were going to do, or that oh my God moment as you're driving home because you didn't send the email that you reminded yourself 100 times to send before the end of the day. This is the time at the beginning of the plan, of launching the plan. This is the time to get basic and use checklists as your friend to ensure that you didn't forget something. And create different checklists in advance with the vital actions or the to do items and separate them into groups of tasks as needed, including internal touch points, external communications touch points, digital and social media tasks, media and social media inquiries, and so on. The list can go on, but get as granular as you can and don't rely on your memory to get things done. Write it down now, check it off later. Finally, 5, check ins. Check in with your team, with your leadership, and yourself frequently, especially at the beginning of launching a new strategic communications campaign. For your team, if you're leading a team, make sure you're checking in with them and their progress and their needs frequently, especially at the beginning. There will be unexpected developments, so make yourself available to make the adjustments and provide the direction that's needed to keep the train moving forward. Your check-ins can be less frequent as you move through the process and you move further along in the process, but find ways to ensure there's constant communication and a constant flow of information so you can provide updates and real-time adjustments as needed. And as we've said, this crisis will end at some point, and it looks like we're getting closer to that point, and you need to be ready for the growth and success that's waiting on the other end, and the RAD process will help get you there. Thanks so much for joining me around the discussions for the RAD process to success. Let us know how you're doing with your plans and how your strategic communication planning is going or launch is going. And until then, we'll be back with more strategic thoughts, and be sure to check out other posts at tcstrategic.com. Thanks so much.